Right now, I'm gonna do some nature journaling at the Pacuare Preserve on the east coast of Costa Rica.
But first, let me tell you how I got here. Let's go back to the beginning of my trip to Costa Rica. Wait, not that trip when I was 5 years old. I mean my recent nature journaling trip to Costa Rica. Yes, that trip. So I got some nature journaling in on the Pacific coast, Guanacaste, Costa Rica. And then I went to the Central Highlands to Heredia, where I even got some urban sketching in. Next, I got to go and explore and nature journal in the Costa Rican cloud forest with my friend Esteban. The cloud forest was incredible. Everything was dripping in mosses and orchids and bromeliads. We even got a swim in the chilly pools under a waterfall. It was on the epic 5-mile treacherous hike out from this location that I fatefully slipped and slammed my knee on a rock in the creek, passing out on the edge of the creek. That footage will come out in the future because my GoPro was filming, and that moment has been immortalized through this hilarious comic that I put in my nature journal. The next day, still limping, it was time for me and Esteban to get on a bus from San Jose to Limon on the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica. We saw pineapple farms and lots of road construction from the window of the bus. And then we rode a taxi through banana plantations up to a canal where our boat was waiting. Because Pacuare Preserve can only be accessed by boat. Yes, there are road signs on the canal. The boats usually go about 90 miles per hour because that's the proven speed at which you just fly over the top of crocodile backs in case you hit them. And yes, when we got a little bit closer to the preserve, we did see the welcoming committee.
I'm not on the beach, but the beach is very nearby and they do a lot of turtle projects here, turtle research.
This remarkable photo from their website shows an adult leatherback turtle coming ashore at Pacuare to lay eggs. That thing's bigger than my car, and this part of Costa Rica is one of the main nesting areas for the species. They are the largest non-crocodilian reptile in the world and are considered critically endangered. I missed the egg-laying season and the hatching season, so I will have to nature journal them when I lead a trip here in 2022.
I'm a little bit inland, so this is lowland, humid, tropical forest, so humid and so hot right now. I'm gonna be sweating during this video. It's only about 4 o'clock, but the sun's already starting to get low on the horizon, and I'm just gonna start drawing this tree. And while I'm drawing that tree, I'm gonna have my binoculars ready, because while you're drawing a tree or doing a landscapito, that's a great time for birds to come through, other animals to come close while you're sitting still in one place. And alongside your landscapito or tree drawing, you can record information and do little sketches of all those animals that come by. There's also some really cool leafcutter ants just over there that I might go check out if I start feeling a little ADD during the middle of drawing this big tree right here. You can just see the humidity in the air right now. I might also have to smash some mosquitoes into my nature journal, which is a legit technique. Oh, look, there's one on my hand right now. Can you see that mosquito biting me? Got it. All right, let's do this. feel a mosquito biting me through the back of my seat. And my pen is running out of ink. Sweating. Ow, 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 one's biting me. Oh. I think I just got bit on my private parts through my pants. Biting me through my chair. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I think I'm just getting too chewed by the, I don't know if you can see this, but there's just mosquitoes everywhere. So I think I'm gonna call it quits for right now. I don't really, the color didn't come out great, but I got an impression of this magnificent tree and filled a page and got started with my nature journaling that I'm gonna be doing here at Pacuare. Hopefully gonna go out tonight looking for reptiles and amphibians and do some nature journaling of them. Probably get even more chewed by mosquitoes and then doing some more tomorrow.
I'm not really happy about this painting as a finished product. However, if I reflect on the process, I took risks with direct watercolor, pushing my values with bold washes, and also trying to capture the light and this sort of backlit subject here. Taking risks sometimes ends in results and products that we don't like, but we have to be very careful here and not penalize ourselves based on the results only. We have to grade ourselves on the effort and how much we learned, or else we'll never take risks and we won't learn as much in our nature journaling and our art. That night, Esteban and I went exploring looking for animals. I thought I had it bad with mosquitoes, but look at, there's 2 mosquitoes sucking the blood of this basilisk lizard. One is right next to the eye and the other one on the arm. We saw lots of cool stuff, including lots of anoles, and I think this one just laid an egg. This lizard was really, really cool. We only found 1 or 2 snakes. There was a jungle crab. Actually, that's not the technical name. And I had multiple flashlights and a whole setup for nature journaling at night and taking photos, but it was just too cumbersome. And for the speed that we were moving at, I didn't actually fill any nature journal pages, but I want to do that more in the future. We also saw this huge frog, and probably one of the most iconic species that we saw that night was the red-eyed tree frog, which is on so much of the stuff advertising Costa Rica. Tried taking photos of it from a variety of angles. This is just with my iPhone and a little attachment that I put on my phone. Eventually, I think it got annoyed by us and started closing its eyes. We saw some mysterious tracks on the beach, but we didn't see any turtles laying their eggs. However, during the season, there's constantly turtles laying eggs along this beach, and that would be amazing to nature journal. The next day, I got a cup of coffee, sat down in my chair, and I got a nature journal of the sun coming up over the ocean. Something that I'm not used to because I'm usually on the Pacific edge of North America, Central America, or South America. So that was really cool, and lots of neat animals were in the background, and I did a bunch of writing about my experience and what I was noticing. There were 3 species of monkeys that could easily be seen right around the preserve, and I got to see a capuchin monkey nursing its baby. They also were drinking coconuts in the trees, which I thought was really funny, and I had never seen that behavior before. So even though they were moving and challenging to draw, I did capture some sketches of them in my nature journal. There was stuff to look at everywhere, and there were a lot of these striped basilisk lizards in between the cabin where I was staying and the central area where we ate food, but unfortunately I did not have time to nature journal them, but I did get a chance to draw one of these later on my trip. There are leafcutter ants in a lot of places in Costa Rica, but these ones at Pacuare were the most active and had the greatest numbers of leafcutter ants that I had seen. And I did make time to nature journal these, which was really fun, but also challenging because they're moving quickly. And the interesting thing is not the individuals here, but more of the sort of species level, superorganism level stuff. And that's something that can be challenging to nature journal. Some of my sketches were based off of photos that I took in the field and then looked at my phone right there to draw them. That is a useful technique. The food at Pacuare was probably the best food that I had on my whole trip in Costa Rica. One of the best nature journaling experiences from my entire trip to Costa Rica was nature journaling from this boat at Pacuare Preserve. There were so many cool birds, and Haji, who was driving the boat, did a really good job of getting me close to animals, knowing just when to stop, when to back the boat up a little bit. I even squeezed in a couple landscapitos, and we got really close to some amazing birds. This is a type of nature journaling that I want to explore more in the future. I think boats are a perfect platform to nature journal from. There's a lot of benefits, and it was actually really comfortable and convenient, and there aren't mosquitoes out here over the canal, at least when I was there. On the trip back, the sun was setting. We saw the Turrialba volcano in the background. Haji did an amazing job, and I'm not going to brag, I'm really good at spotting animals, but he saw so many things and noticed sloths up in the trees and monkeys. People have seen jaguars swimming across this canal, and I definitely want to take a group of nature journalers here in the future. The next day, me and Esteban had to wake up early. We saw the last sunrise on the Caribbean beach, took a photo of ourselves for memories, and then got on the boat for the canal ride, back to the taxi, back to the bus, back to San Jose, Costa Rica. I am really grateful for Esteban and all of the people at Pacuare Preserve for showing me around. I had an awesome time, and I can't wait to bring a group of nature journalers here in the future. Thanks to all my Patreon sponsors for supporting the show, and you can sign up on my Patreon and find out more information about the upcoming trip to Costa Rica. Bye!